Actually, it was a lovely airplane to fly. I'll say that for it now. It was quite stable. It didn't have power controls, but the controls were good. They were all fairly harmonised. It was really, really nice. Low level, it was great fun. It really was. Very manoeuvrable.
Yeah.
Very, very manoeuvrable. It was a pig on one engine. I mean, your rotate speed was normally about 130 knots, and your safety speed was 175. So you've got a 45 knot death window, we should call it, basically, because if you lose an engine after 130 knots and before 175, you had to put full rudder on to start with, and maybe a bit of aileron, and you might have had to bring back, luckily, I mean, touch wood, I didn't have one, bring back the power on the live engine slightly out because it was too much. But a lot of guys have been killed just practicing single engine failures on takeoff at the OCU and places like that, and it's not good. I mean, you get airborne, you push the button for the undercarriage, and then after you press that, you've got your button ready for the tip tank. Explosive bolts, get rid of the tip tank jettison, get rid of them. That then, I think, gave you a safety speed of about 160 something. So you immediately got rid of 15 knots, which was great.
Yeah.
Without the tip tank, because of obviously the movement of the wings.
Was there a big difference between the PR3 and PR9? Was it PR7? Sorry?
No, not really.
Not an
no.
engine upgrade? Or?
No. I didn't think there was all that much difference. It was a little bit bigger. I think they stretched the fuselage on it. They put more cameras in it, and I think the engines might have been. They had the 109s in the PR7, which was only 7,400 pounds of thrust, which wasn't great. It was enough. It was enough, and I mean we could go. I think the max takeoff weight was about 55,000, which is quite heavy. And I think 48,000 feet was the maximum height that we went to. I mean, if we went anywhere on a if we did a high-low-high somewhere where we get airborne from Larbrook, climb up, we'll be in the low 40s. You're above all this commercial traffic up there, and then we let down to low level and do the reverse back to Larbrook. I mean, that was the day side. We then had the night flying side. Night flashing, we used to call it. We didn't have a bomb bay, we had a flare bay, and we had a crate in there. I think it carried 48 magnesium flares, and you had a vertical camera which had an L-shaped lens on it, so at least one camera is operating at the time. So you got a mosaic of what you were looking at, and we went all over the place. I mean, Germany obviously, Nordhorn Range, Birkenhoner and various other places. We used to go to Catterick Ranges, Feldham I think is Catterick, Catterick up that way, Castle Martin in Wales, quite a few places. We had a squadron exercise, and it was at Nordholm, which is where the bomber guys go.
Okay.
But the target is just some big bloody pyramid in the middle. It's all got lights on it and so on, everything else. All the photographs are put on a rack on the wall there with the crew's names on it and so on. And you've got guys who've got sort of, the aces we've got, they're right over the top of the target.
Yeah. And
then you've got, well, that's not far off, And then one guy had come back with a beautiful photograph of a Nike missile launcher,
really?
which was about a mile away from the range. So they were, I mean, it was a bit. I don't think the Americans were too impressed with lumps of magnesium falling out of the sky onto their bloody missiles.